Good evening and welcome to Ivy's Late Night Rambles. So I was thinking a lot about stuff because I don't know, I just think about stuff a lot. But recently, someone asked me what my type was, and I was thinking about it. What is my type? Like, I've never been someone who has a physical type. Sorry, I'm looking around because I'm sitting out on the street and it's like midnight, I guess. What time is it? Yeah, it's midnight. Oh my God. I've never really been someone who has a physical type. I've always been into like character, and don't get me wrong, I obviously notice if someone's attractive, and I recognize that some people are more aesthetically pleasing than others. But throughout my relationship history, I always prioritized character and honestly dated for potential, let's be real. But when I was thinking about my physical type, when someone asked me today, because they were like, oh, what's your type? What ethnicity, looks, um, education, all these things. I was thinking about it and I realized that as I've gotten older, or to this stage in my life, I do have a physical type now. And it's not like I want a man who's 6'2" or something. It's more along the lines of because I've been prioritizing my health and taking my fitness seriously, going to the gym more. I've sort of now got a preference for people who are active or who are prioritizing their health and fitness. I've realized that I'm now more attracted to gym bros, not just gym bros in general, but people who take their health seriously. And that's not to say that I won't date someone who's not physically fit, but I've realized that even though I don't judge people on whether or not they are slim or, have an athletic build, it's more about the fact that nowadays I do have an opinion. I see someone who's unfit, not in general, but as most particularly when it comes to dating. I see someone who's unfit and I immediately think, oh, you're not taking care of yourself in that way. This is because for me, it's become a priority. I decided that I would love myself enough to give me the best of everything. And that's kind of my goal, and that's been my goal for a while. And I've worked on my career, my output as a person, practicing kindness to others and grace and trying to be the best person I can be. And I've also started to prioritize my health and fitness. And since I've started to put in the work, I appreciate that in other people as well. Because for me nowadays, because I consider it part of self love, when I think about dating someone and they're physically fit or they, take care of their health, to me that says that they care enough for themselves to want to be healthy, to want to have more years in their life, less health problems. It's not really about whether or not they have muscles, even though that is a bonus to me. But nowadays, when I see someone who's physically fit, I think, oh, you care about yourself enough to go to the gym all the time or to eat healthy on a regular basis, to consider your health outcomes. That's not to say that I will exclude everyone who doesn't go to the gym, but nowadays I date with intention, and seeing someone who is putting in the work, has the discipline to show up all the time, it makes me think that they are someone who does things with purpose and are very deliberate about their choices and actions. And that's something that I've grown to be more attracted to as I've gotten older. I want to know that whoever I choose to spend my time with is also choosing to spend time with me. I don't know if that's, coming out the way I want it to come out, but is very intentional about their time and what they do. So it's no longer to me about, let me say it this way. Every time we're trying to woo someone, or you hear people say, dramatic, I would die for you, I would catch a grenade for you, I would do this and that for you. But being healthy, doing all these things, what you do for you. Like, what would you do for you? Would you stay alive for you? Would you get healthy for you? Would you add more years to your life for you? Because I am of the opinion that someone can't love me unless they love themselves, because that is what I practice for myself. I can't love someone else unless I love myself in a healthy way. Healthy meaning, emotionally healthy. I don't want to keep, having to qualify all these statements, but I feel like it's very easy for someone to misinterpret what I'm saying. At the end of the day, I am trying to get healthy for me because I love myself and I want to give myself that level of care. So when I see someone else who's putting in the work and the discipline and the time to improve their health and fitness, it makes me feel like, oh, there's some commonality here. This person is also getting better for themselves. And, I'm not saying that I am perfect and I'm looking for people who are improving themselves. For me, a big gap in my life is financial stability. And that's something that I noted for myself in my reflections, because I was thinking about how much I love myself, because, I'm that level of self absorbed. No, but I was thinking about everything I've given myself, out of self love. I have strived to give myself the best career goals, made difficult choices in life, sacrifices in relationships, walked away from difficult situations just to prioritize myself and to love myself, give myself the best opportunities. And I've also been working on my health to, extend my years of life, to be able to move, to carry weights, to be able to, fight off illness, to get stronger, fitter, healthier, to improve, my heart health, all these things, because I love myself. And I noted in that time of self improvement that I'm not loving myself financially the way I deserve, because, I'm a princess and I'm trying to give myself a princess treatment. And that means that I need to be able to afford me. So, yeah. For me, what I would do for me is figure out strategies to get out of debt, to fix my finances, because I love myself that much. So my type has become people who are improving themselves, people who are very intentional about their time and their actions and their goals, people with direction in life. And I feel like, I don't know, I can't voice that opinion sometimes because it comes off as me judging people who are not necessarily the healthiest, which is not true. It's just that for me, I'm trying to be the best person I can be. So my type is someone who's also always trying to be the best they can be. Because I've said this before, but my greatest ambition in life is to leave the world a little better than how I found it. Or at least, at the very least, not to do any harm. And I feel like in my opinion, people who love themselves enough to improve themselves are also working towards a similar thing, whether they are doing it, for that purpose or not, to make the world a better place or not. So, yeah, my type is growth, health as an individual within you first before you do it for anyone else. People who prioritize themselves are not my favorite type of people. I just thought I'd share that for no apparent reason. But yeah, that's what I've been thinking about recently. So, thank you.